Yeah, I'm ready to make history. You know, my 3 goals for this year were winning the G1, the IWGP World Heavyweight title, and then main event in the Tokyo Dome. Like, they're a combination. So, like, my goals aren't complete until the Tokyo Dome. And obviously the goal is not to main event the Tokyo Dome once. It's to main event twice. And that is true history for me. You know, this is the end goal for me. Like, I will wrestle in Japan for the rest of my career, or I won't wrestle. So, like, there has been no option to fail. It might have taken me slightly longer than perhaps I envisaged at the beginning of my New Japan career, but I think I'm at this level now through probably mostly stubbornness and desire. So yeah, of course, to some degree, to walk out as the first foreigner to win in the main event, is more of an achievement I think other people will speak about in the future. Like, my desire to win the main event of the Tokyo Dome is for my own success, and I've, like I said before, Japan feels like home. I've been welcomed from the beginning in this country, but obviously I'm fully aware I'm not Japanese. I'm also very proud to be a British wrestler. So yeah, it's a balance between those two things. Like, I wouldn't have got to Japan without the background I had as a British wrestler, and I want to make everyone proud back in the UK. But my adult life and my career is in Japan, so yeah, it's about balancing both of those things. But more than that, I mean, most importantly, it's about being the best wrestler that I can possibly be and continually challenging myself. So really the main goal is to be at the top of New Japan, and then the fact that I'm foreign is secondary to it. Like, I am the champion, like the champion of New Japan, the top champion of New Japan. That has been the goal from the beginning, and that will be the goal continuing forward, to remain as champion as long as bloody possible. Yeah, I think I represent, there we go. We should keep this in, This is Tokyo Ambience. Yeah, I'm home, yeah. Yeah, well, I always go to the gym over there as well. Yeah, yeah. And my favorite vegan place, I can see it over there. Yeah. It's just the soothing ambient sounds of the train.
自分にとってはこういう音が落ち着くんだよね、この転送の音が。
Yeah. Like, the first time I come to Japan was just for 3 months at the Noah Dojo, but I remember feeling like genuinely sad on the last day at Haneda Airport. So I think I adjusted very quickly. Like, I spent my whole career trying to get to Japan. So, like, as soon as I landed and my first day in the dojo, it felt, as much as a new place can feel like home. But definitely the first time I left, like, I was just, like, I felt homesick when I returned to England for Japan. Yeah. My favorite thing about Japan, I mean, I just love the energy of Tokyo. I love Japan as a country, but Tokyo is my favorite city in the world. I love music, so, the fact, I don't think there's like a country in the world that has like so many small music venues that are open every night of the week, that can have like the most obscure music with maybe, a small crowd, but it will have, artists from all over the world. So yeah, definitely I think Japan like cares about the details and like the skill of something. So I think, yeah, especially if you like music or art, then you can find something literally every day of the week. Yeah, well, I mean, the Tokyo Dome is the end of the beginning, but that's why I wanted to be champion walking into Tokyo Dome. Like, I am the champion now. I'm not challenging. I've already won the G1. I've already won the championship. Like, the Tokyo Dome is solidifying myself. The hard work begins as being champion properly. Like, it's one thing, it's very cliche, and I really try to avoid speaking in cliches, but it's one thing to win a title. It's much harder to keep it. So, from after the Tokyo Dome, I'm going to be expecting everyone to be coming after me. That's the exciting bit. I mean, the only direct year-to-year goals are just to be a better wrestler. And then this is my 20th year, and I've had the biggest success, without a doubt, of my entire career. So, you know, I've known from the beginning the kind of wrestler that I want to be. Like, I've had a vision and an ideology, but, you know, it takes time. You know, if you're true, I could have taken shortcuts. You know, I could have wrestled like a more conventional wrestler. I could have abandoned submission wrestling. I could have, you know, gone for like easy crowd-pleasing moves, like high-impact moves. But I don't give a fuck about that way of wrestling. Like you know, of course, you know, it brings me immense happiness that people find joy in watching me wrestle. But I'm wrestling the way that I wrestle for myself. But that's also a year-in-year endeavor. So you know, I can't look back on previous years of my career and be satisfied. So I hope that in 2 or 3 years' time, I look back on my 2024 and be disappointed with it. So that's the goal. Yeah, hopefully the only thing I regret about this period when I look back in the future, I'd be like, why did I have bleached blonde hair for so long? Yeah, I've done this for almost 2 years now, and sometimes I wake up and look at the bathroom mirror and be like, what am I doing? Yeah, but then I also look back at my brown hair, I think, what a boring bastard. So, tall hair, is it? Oh, yeah, okay, yeah. Maybe in 2 or 3 years' time, I'll have even more exciting hair. Yeah, maybe I'll have like a mid-career crisis and just shave my head off when I lose the championship. I think my head's too small. I get a couch's eye all the time. I think I'd look ridiculous with a bald head. Oh, there you go. There's my motivation for after the 2 Tokyo Domes. I have to keep the belt so that I don't have to shave my head in shame when I lose the championship. Here we go. E-motivation. Yeah, my goal by beating Shota, more than my own, you know, motivation for finishing, you know, my immediate goals. Like you know, my intention is to bring out the best Shota at the Tokyo Dome, and also bring out the real Shota. You know, I'm going to give him, you know, the best consolation prize to losing a world title match in the main event of the Tokyo Dome, but I'm going to give him the opportunity to really figure out who he should be as a wrestler, not who he thinks the fans or perhaps the company want him to be. Like, who does he want to be? Like, it's also very easy, you know, he's still very young, 27 years old, main event at the Tokyo Dome is incredibly impressive. You know, there's not many other young wrestlers that could do that. '27, so I was in Japan with Noah, so 2014. So I think I was GHC Junior Heavyweight Champion with Ogawa-san, but I was still living in the Noah dojo. So yeah, I was away from home, I was in a large company, but yeah, I wasn't quite main event in the Tokyo Dome. So it is impressive. You know, Shota is getting a lot of slack and a lot of criticism, and you know, some of it he's bringing on himself, but also, you know, like, I accepted his challenge because, I mean, I've beat everyone in New Japan this year. There's only one man that I haven't revenged a loss to, and it's Shota Umino, and he's 27 years old. And he's also had the balls, especially to come out in Osaka after already being booed at Ryogoku. Like, then also, even his response to me tossing him out of the ring and telling him to piss off, like, you know, he attacked me. Like, I was like, okay, maybe there is something there. Like, I've always had high hopes for Shota. Like, he was a young lion when I first joined New Japan. I wrestled him before he went on excursion. You know, he went to excursion to the UK, so I was, you know, paying close attention. Shota's potential is limitless. It's just, I don't think he's been true to himself. Oh, I think I've heard. Yeah, I think I've heard of him. Yeah, Hiroshi. Hiroshi? Yeah. Well, I mean, it's because Tanahashi was the bloody ace. I mean, you know, I'm not going to... Tanahashi was not calling himself the ace before he became the ace. You know, he was given the title of ace because he carried New Japan through almost near collapse and death, and then you know, and then it was bestowed upon him by the fans. Yeah, I mean, there's some sort of naive charm and an innocence to Shota desiring that, but I mean, it's pretty fucking ridiculous to call yourself the ace before you've even won the top championship in the company. So yeah, I mean, that's probably been some of his downfall. It was like, that's something where, you know, you keep that inside. There's nothing wrong with him wanting to be the ace, but to verbalize it at that point, I think has probably, you know, been a big deterrent in you know, the fans' support of him. I couldn't give a flying toss about being the ace with the G1 and winning the title. Like, the fan reception and support has been amazing, but you know, moving forward, I'm very aware, you know, I'm going to be, you know, on top of the castle, and it's going to be everyone else coming after me for the championship. So, you know, it will only be natural for people to be supporting the challengers. But yeah, you will never hear the words that I am the ace out of my mouth. Like, that is something I couldn't give a shit about. Yeah, it's boring as fuck.
クソつまんねえって言って
Yeah, that's それな。
それな。
Well, seemingly a wrestler that can jump off the top rope in a suit and dress shoes effortlessly. Outside of being remarkably surprised to see Ricochet, because I haven't seen him for 7 or 8 years, I was even more surprised to be attacked by a flying man in a full suit and very swanky shoes. So yeah, they were my most immediate thoughts. Professional wrestling is incredible. You can have been doing it for 20 years and still be surprised. Yeah, obviously, outside of being surprised to see Ricochet, you know, it's interesting to see him back in New Japan. Obviously, you know, he's spending a lot of time here, and also in Japan in general, with Dragon Gate as well. But yeah, I'm interested, you know, to see how Ricochet is in the heavyweight division. You know, I'm not, you know, on paper, I'm not a conventional heavyweight, but I think actually my style, you know, is very traditional. And I think, you know, I adjusted like very quickly into being in the heavyweight division in New Japan. So even though, you know, I mean, obviously I'm enormous and I'm a giant wrestler, but I'm still not one of the biggest heavyweights. But the most important thing is I'm the heavyweight champion, and I've been wrestling as a heavyweight for 8 years now. Like, you know, this is going to be a new environment for Ricochet. But it's exciting. Ricochet's, you know, not only one of the best high flyers in the world, I think he's probably one of the best high flyers of all time. I think Ricochet's like fingerprints and DNA have influenced so many young wrestlers. I mean, Will Ospreay would say the same thing himself. But this is, you know, this is not the junior heavyweight division. This is the IWGP World Heavyweight title, and he's seeking me out. And also, equally as important, this is the Tokyo Dome. So, I'm very intrigued to see what a heavyweight version of Ricochet can be. I'm making history at the Tokyo Dome next year by entering as champion and leaving as champion. You know, that alone. But I'm also planning on making history by changing the perception of what a Tokyo Dome main event can and should be. You know, there's not been a submission wrestler at the top of New Japan for a very long time, let alone in the biggest match of the biggest event of the entire year. So, you know, I'm making history regardless. Like, it's down to my two opponents. Like, are they wanting to make history with me? Or, you know, when everything is You know, when everything is written in the history books, you know, was it just solely the Zack Sabre Jr. show?
January 4th, Zack Sabre Jr. seeks to make history as Shota Umino seeks to define his dynasty. Pro Wrestling's heaviest hitters collide as Shingo Takagi battles Konosuke Takeshita. The IWGP Women's Championship sees Azumi challenge the iconic Mayu Iwatani, and more. Seize the kingdom. Define your dynasty. Wrestle Kingdom 19 tickets available worldwide right now.